The king had an insatiable greed for collecting crowns. To satisfy this craving, Noah began stealing crowns through despicable means. Initially, Noah traveled to the Rat Kingdom. Just as the Rat King was preparing to greet him, Noah cruelly split open the Rat King's skull, then placed the Rat King's crown on his own head. After the Rat King's death, his subjects were left homeless and began wandering around Noah's kingdom, seeking shelter. When Noah saw the rat citizens scurrying beneath the city walls, he grabbed a mousetrap baited with cheese, intending to wipe them all out. Meanwhile, the Snake King had just woken from his sleep, when Noah swiftly ended his life with a knife. As day turned to night and back again, the Sheep King sat day atop a mountain, overlooking all living things. When he looked up to graze, his crown drifted away with the clouds and finally landed on a cloud. A downpour of gray rain poured down, soaking a large pumpkin, which transformed into the Pumpkin King. But no sooner had he woken than Noah seized him and took his green crown. Before long, the pumpkin crown withered, and a Fly King emerged from within. Noah cruelly killed the Fly King too, and wore the tiny crown on his hand as a ring. Under Noah's relentless attacks and plundering, the number of refugees beneath the castle continued to grow. He successively seized the crowns of the Python King and the Fish King, yet even this was not enough to satisfy him. He even turned his gaze to the mountain god, transforming his castle into a war machine to attack the mountain god. But his attacks had no effect on the mountain god, so he jumped into the mountain god's crown. Unexpectedly, the world inside the crown was filled with blooming flowers, and their rich fragrance induced hallucinations in him. In this intoxicated state, he raised his knife and cut off his own finger. Losing too much blood, Noah died inside the crown. Later, he arrived in a room filled with kinsel those he had killed to seize their crowns. Death pointed to a chair and told him to sit, but Noah's eyes were fixed on Death's crown. He climbed onto the table, trying to steal Death's crown, but Death merely made a gesture and sent him back to where he had been. Noah launched attack after attack, but Death gradually lost patience, grabbing him and throwing him back into the chair. When Noah realized he could not defeat Death, he made a crown for himself out of a handkerchief, but this crown was also taken by Death. Noah screamed wildly, which enraged Death, who reluctantly gave his own crown to him. Noah put on the crown and fled the room in a hurry, then jumped into the endless void, where he would be accompanied by the crown forever.